Welcome to Economics. I'm here to talk a bit about the course and explain why you should choose it as one of your options. Before we get started, it's really important to understand what economics is all about. And it's really the study of decision making. We look at how businesses make decisions, we look at how consumers make decisions, and how banks make decisions. But as well as that, we look at decision making in all of these different areas. And the key to this really is to understand that decisions that are made in all of these different areas affect your everyday lives. Here are some questions that you should be able to answer in economics once you've studied it. And I'm going to look at the top one first. Why are the government giving so much money to businesses to pay staff during lockdown? As you can imagine, that's a really current issue. And through the study of economics, you'll be able to understand the reasons behind those decisions, as well as some of the consequences. If we look at some of the other questions that are here, such as what does the government do with taxpayers' money and why are houses so expensive? As I'm sure you can understand, again, as you progress through your life, these questions will become increasingly more important to you. And through the study of economics, you'll be very well equipped to answer those. So I'm sure you will have seen some of these stories that have been on the news recently. The government extended the furlough scheme until October. Recently, we saw negative oil prices. And we've seen the airline industry really suffering because of this pandemic. Through the study of economics, you'll be able to understand the reasons for all of these issues and some of the consequences of them. And as you can see, this really highlights that economics is about studying things that happen within the world around you. That's why, as economics students, it's really, really important for you to keep up with current affairs. So, why should you study economics? Firstly, as I've just said, it's one of the few subjects where it is applied directly to your everyday life. You'll be learning about things that are literally happening as you are studying economics. We tend to see that students with economics qualifications tend to get higher paid jobs, and we'll see more information about that on the next slide. It's a qualification that's really favoured by sixth form and universities around the world. And if you are thinking of choosing history, geography, language, English, and maths, then economics really, really goes well with that. I think maybe the most important aspect of this, though, is that you become better decision makers when you study economics. Through the way that you learn it, that can impact your decision making throughout your life. Just on the right there, we've got a list of potential careers or university courses that can lead on from the study of economics. As I said before, people that study economics tend to be higher paid, and we can see that with this statistic on the board here. You can see that economics clearly has quite a high median earnings compared to some of the other courses that are taken in the university there. So just to run through the content. In economics, we've got 2 units, and both of those will be assessed in year 11. Each paper is an hour and a half long. On the left-hand side, we consider that to be macroeconomics, and you can see some of the areas that we will learn. On the right-hand side, we'll be looking at macroeconomics. Okay? Both of these, as I said, will be assessed at the end of year 11. But if you are considering studying economics, I'll ask you to have a closer look at the specification, which is given in this link below. If you did have any further questions, please feel free to email Mr. Barr. His email address is on the screen now, and he'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. Thanks.